Junebug. Junebug. Where is she? There she is. I love you. I love you.
Mom.
Every time I'm doing that, she's giving me a kiss. I love you. Mwah. What a sweet girl. I love you. Mwah. Mwah. Have a kiss? Mwah. I love you. Mwah. Are you almost done? You still eating? Did you even eat anything? So, a bit of a life update. It's Thursday. Tomorrow was supposed to be our closing date. That should give you an idea of what's coming. So, Brad found out yesterday. This whole thing is super complicated. I think we've mentioned before several times that we had a lot riding on closing on time. And so I was just trying to do everything I could, which is basically nothing except for wait, to get the lender to get their stuff into gear so that we could close on time. We have furniture deliveries, we have people, God bless you, lined up to help us move. It would be nice to get in on a Friday so that we have the weekend to hang out with the kids in the house and get them used to it instead of just moving in and going to work immediately. So it was just like a lot was riding on it. And Brad texted me yesterday and it looked like we weren't going to close on time. But he texted me yesterday and said that our broker spoke with our real estate agent, she spoke with the owners, and they were going to let us move in on the closing date, even if the closing was delayed. And I was just like, thank goodness, like this makes a huge difference in our lives. Just what the next week or week and a half of our lives looks like. So then I found out today, I texted our agent and I was like, I'm so grateful that, you know, you were able to arrange this. And she's like, I don't know what was misunderstood, but what is actually going to happen is that we're allowed to move some of our furniture into the garage contingent upon the lender saying, yes, everything's good to close, but we still have to wait the 3 days for the closing documents to be written up. So it turns out we're not moving into the house tomorrow and that the closing is delayed until like Tuesday at the earliest. So I'm just like beside myself. I don't know. I don't think this would have been as hard to swallow. You're cute. If I didn't have it in my head that we were moving tomorrow and that like I spent the whole day so relieved yesterday. Bear. And it's like crushing. I'm super disappointed and I don't know how it was like misinterpreted or where it was misinterpreted, but such a bummer. And then also Bear is sick. My mom's had this like nasty upper respiratory thing and I've been doing everything I can over the past week to try to like keep things separated and try to minimize the exposure to the kids, but it's so hard with like respiratory illnesses because you just have like coughing fits randomly where you're not covering your mouth, and so it's just being in the same house, it was definitely bound to happen, and it did. So now Bear has it, Lyndall will have it in a couple of days. They share milk and everything. There's just no way to keep it separate. And then I'll probably have it because my immune system's weak because of pregnancy. Brad will probably get it. So we have several weeks ahead of a nasty viral illness too to look forward to. I need to stop thinking about it. So I just wanted to give you a quick update in this terrible lighting. Oh my gosh, I look even more tired than I am. So it's just later that day. I'm getting ready for work. I don't have time to like stop what I'm doing and update you. So I thought I would just update you while I get ready here and try to make myself look like I slept and like I'm not frazzled, stressed to the limit. I constructed an email that I planned to send to the sellers on like through our agent, and just basically as a plea for our situation, and just how much different it will look in our lives if we can close or if we can move in this weekend versus like sometime next week or next weekend. It just makes such a huge difference for us that I thought it was worth a shot. And this is all contingent upon like verbal confirmation from our lender that everything is good to go. We're ready to close. We're just waiting for documents, which takes 3 days. So that's why we're looking at Tuesday now instead of our original closing date of Friday. So I just explained that I understand it's totally unconventional and that a delay from Friday to Tuesday seems like a small inconvenience, but in our situation, it makes a huge difference, and that we would be willing to pay rent for those like extra 4 or 5 days that we're occupying the house prior to actually closing on it. Legally, I don't know if this is even something that's possible. It's my Hail Mary, and I had to try, because I just basically spent the entire morning like crying every time I thought about the fact that we're not moving in. And this may not make sense to any of you guys. You probably are like, what are you in a rush for? Like, look at your perfect living situation currently. First world problems, right? But for me, I don't know I couldn't even tell you exactly why I have such a drive to get into this house. I think it has to do with nesting, and Brad and I have been kind of emailing back and forth, and he's like, I don't understand what nesting feels like, nor do I understand what pregnancy in general feels like. And then he tried to like offer me the bright side of, we have one more weekend at your parents' house, and it's true, and there are pluses, and it's not the end of the world if we can't get in this weekend, but I just can't explain why I really want to get in this weekend. And some of it's really obvious, like we're gonna have help this weekend where we definitely won't next week. My family's leaving, they're leaving town. My mom is going on a church retreat thing, and my dad is gonna be in Arkansas, and so we just don't have the family help. It's gonna be during the week, so we'll be doing things after work. There's a couple of my dad's employees that we have lined up to help, so we can just get the whole move done and then have the weekend to like settle and get the kids acclimated and like hang out with the kids in the house before we just like go off to work and leave them in this new house with our nanny, who they're very comfortable with, but like I would prefer to spend that time with them. So it's a big deal to me, and we presented it to the seller like we understand this is a really strange request and it's out of the ordinary and it's a lot to ask, but hopefully they'll have some grace on our situation. I forget, I bought 3 houses, including this one, and I forget like how stressful it is in between doing it, and it definitely doesn't help that I have like the emotions and the hormones and everything else that's going on currently in my life. Doesn't help or make it any easier, but I don't want to do this again for a while. So that's where we're at. We're waiting to hear back.
Lyndall, can you say balloon?
What's this?
Yeah, that's right. Bleh, bleh. Honey, your hair looks amazing.
Thank you.
If I've learned one thing about being a husband, it's to always compliment your wife when she comes home after getting her hair done.
Really?
Yes?
I don't see it as that important.
Bleh. Really?
I feel like getting my hair done is something necessary, not something that like I hope you'll notice.
I feel like most wives, women out there, if they got their hair done and their husband didn't notice, then their husband would be in hot water.
You stepping on Boo Bear.
You saying goodnight to Grandma?
Good night.
Good night.
Nighty night.
Barb's bedtime is the same as the twins.
Nighty night.
Speaking of haircuts, Rusty's in the middle of one. We will continue that after the kids go to bed.
Oh my gosh, you need to get it from this side.
So we have a tradition of shaving Rusty every summer.
Those are not your Fruit Loops.
And you have to be careful because not all dogs can, or it's not safe to shave all dogs. Keeping their fur could actually cool them down. So make sure you research your breed and that it's okay that you shave their hair off.
Aw, did you want to give her a hug? Aw. You want to give her a kiss? You want to give your brother a kiss?
Is that her diaper?
Diaper.
Oh, diaper.
Linda, where's your brother? That's right. Aw. Can you high five?
Yay! Yeah! Yay!
Oh.
Yeah, good job. Alright, you guys ready to brush your teeth? And they're just doesn't seem like they're ready for bed.
Not at all. No, he says no.
No, we're not ready.
Are you ready for bed? Ready to go night-night?
Yeah?
She just said no. No.
No. Did you see Rio? Did you see Rio?
Where's Rio?
There's Rio. She's right there.
You.
That's definitely Rio's spot. Yep, Rio.
Sun comes in right here.
Alright, let's wind it down. Not a bad night at all to be shaving. There he goes. Rusty. Oh boy. Almost got a squirrel. Not quite done yet, buddy, but we're definitely getting closer. He's loving it. He's actually sitting really well. Let's see if he'll do it again. Come here, bud. Come here, right here. Sit. Good boy. Not quite dog show ready, but not horrible. Alright, let's switch sides, buddy. It's getting too dark out. Alright, buddy, let's go get you a bath. Let's go. Here, bud. Good boy. Giving him a bath is super easy here at the lake. So, as you guys know, Dennis and Barb, Rachel's parents, own this lot. Our plan is to eventually build on it. Now it's probably pushed back a year or two. The thing about the lot here down at the lake though, it's like a catch-all. So like you'll see a bunch of noodles and beach balls, but mostly just like sticks and just like junk washes up. So we're gonna have to figure out some way to prevent that, otherwise we're gonna be down here all the time cleaning that up. All right, buddy. Ready? Last one. He loves the water. Looking good, dude. Looking good.